I thought it was really interesting the way that not that all of these characters, not only Sayla, get to explore kind of naturalism in a very unnatural circumstance, and how to, portray that kind of numbed effect that they're all feeling by being on the blue, but also remaining kind of as human as you can be, especially for Sayla, because I think she is, to me, the character that has the most desire to be human and to feel normal and to feel human connection and everything like that. And so that was something that I was really excited to explore with her. And I also really admire just her kind of determination to be happy and to feel joy in whatever small ways that she can in this very kind of strange, unnatural environment. I think that's what's really interesting about this film, is that what it's really exploring is, what are our true natures as human beings? Are we innately bad or good people? And, especially when people have been raised exactly in the same way, in exactly the same environment, so that that's not a factor anymore. Can we be inherently bad or inherently good? And I think that that's kind of the divide that happens. And I think that that's kind of the real kind of fight and struggle of this movie, is kind of fighting against our own natures and figuring out, what those even really are. Richard is the closest thing to a parent that they've ever known, and that's kind of a very natural, human relationship to crave, is one with your parents, or one with a caretaker of any kind. And so I think that Sayla, being the one that's like has the most longing to feel human and to feel connection to somebody else, really cherishes the relationship that she has with Richard, because he gives her that human connection and he makes her feel cared for and seen and looked after. And that's why I think her relationship to him is so special to her. Colin's an actor that I love so much and whose work I've admired for so long, so I was so happy to find out that it was going to be him playing Richard, and it's been just an absolute pleasure working with him. He's really just a lovely guy and so easy to work with, so it's been great. I think that fans will really respond to this film because it explores themes that go beyond kind of a sci-fi fantasy environment. It touches on real themes and real questions that we all have ourselves, like, who are we? What is the meaning of life? What are our true human natures? I think that those are things that people think about all the time. And so the fact that this movie really is about that, I think will speak to a lot of people, and, people beyond just sci-fi fans. Christopher and Zach discovered that the blue's purpose is actually to kind of numb and dull all of our natural senses and the natural things that we would be feeling at this age, whether that's sexual desire or just kind of any kind of surplus of energy. They don't want us to be feeling any of that, and it's also hard to be feeling all those things living in such a confined space when there is no way out of it. So it's kind of a drug that they have created in order to make life kind of possible for us, so to speak, on the ship, but also to kind of dull all of the senses that they don't want so exuberant, as it would make life and work here on the ship almost impossible. Sayla really starts to feel the most human when she goes off the blue, like all of them kind of do. She's starting to feel all those senses that she's been kind of deprived of, that are normal human senses to feel. And so I think that she's coming into all of that, and with that also coming into her leadership qualities that, to me, she has innately in her. And I feel like she really comes into her own as a person and as a leader when she goes off the blue. To me, the biggest theme of this movie is human nature, and who are we really at our core when we take away things like experience and environment and childhood and all those things that aren't factors in this story. Who are we really when we are, quote unquote, like it said in the script, pure humans, when we are completely unaffected by experience or anything like that, and we're all raised exactly the same way in kind of the most basic necessary way possible, who are we really at our core as humans, and what is our true nature when we're left to our own devices like this. To me, that's the biggest theme in the movie, and something that's explored quite thoroughly and very interestingly.